Oh, you see the cute little puppy? Good girl. Come. Good. Mochi. Yes. Good listen. Good girl. Okay, let's go. So luckily, it's stopped raining, snowing. Gonna go ahead and try to start making a final evaluation video. So that way we'll also know what to work on for the last couple days here. They've been doing really good though this weekend. We did some exercises inside. But we've been able to do some work with them inside, especially with the counter surfing and leave it. They're actually really good about listening and required little to no corrections. So that's something that we'll definitely have to go over with Mom. Right now while we're out, I just have her on the 26-foot freedom leash, so that way she can get some distance and we'll practice recall with her, because that was one of her mom's main concerns. And so the first thing that we're gonna do is call her name, give her a chance to listen, and then of course reward her for responding and coming back. And then if she doesn't listen or chooses to ignore, good girl, get potty. Usually just the beep or the vibrate to help snap her out of whatever she's focused on has been working great. So just following up with some sort of consequence for not following through, but 9 times out of 10 she's been following through on the first shot. It's important that when you're working with the freedom leash, if you see a car or people coming, that you either lock it preemptively or be ready to press down on the button, just so that way they don't go running into the street. Luckily, it's pretty slow right now in a pretty quiet neighborhood, so we should be okay. Mochi. Yes, good girl. Very good, thank you. Good job. Just gonna make our way to the poo station so we can drop off her bag here. We'll just get some practice along the way. I'm gonna try to keep clips short so that way we can try to get in as many different things as possible, but we'll definitely try to showcase where she's at. Well, I guess we'll try to showcase all the pups and where they're at with everything. So it should be a good overview. Mochi. Right, so there she listened, she heard it, she looked back, but then she decided to continue walking forward. Good girl. Maybe she had to pee. Good girl. Nice, good job. There you go. Good girl, thank you. So we didn't really need to correct right away there. You want to kind of analyze first to see why she may not be responding. Just so that way you'll know if it's because she's trying to go to the bathroom, she sees a bird or a dog, you know, what is distracting her and keeping her from immediately responding. Sometimes the second recall will work after she's kind of broken that first initial fixation on whatever it was, and then sometimes you will need a consequence. But like I said, most of the time she's pretty good with just doing it by herself here. Okay. Mochi, come. Oh, good girl, thank you. It's the same thing there. She just kind of wanted to finish up what she was smelling and then came right back over. Still didn't need any kind of corrections or anything. We have her on the freedom leash for practice because it gives us a little bit of additional range before she actually hits any kind of tension on the leash. And we just want to try to make sure that we call her before that tension hits, so that way we know that she's responding. Leave it, good girl. That way we know that she's responding off of the command as opposed to being pulled by the leash. Okay, so she's gonna get into some more distractions here with her nose, because I can't really see what she's getting into. We're gonna go ahead and call her back here after she goes potty. Mochi. Yes, good girl. Thank you. So that time I wasn't sure if she was gonna finish up and come back, so I went ahead and started the tone recall. She knows that following the tone will be the vibrate. We haven't actually had to shock her or anything like that, but understanding kind of the order of operations is going to be really important, because she knows that if she gets the chance to do the right thing on the first try and then she doesn't comply, then the consequences will get more and more severe for not listening. And that's really important, because it gives them the opportunity to do the right thing, but then if they don't, or they decide not to, they learn over time that there will be a consequence. And that's why consistency is important there. Yes, good girl. Mochi. Yes, good girl. Okay. So doing just some tone training there, and as soon as she got distracted, went away again, we added the vibration. Sometimes a physical contact really helps with snapping them out of whatever they're distracted with. Most of the time with pups, it's whatever on the ground there. Good girl. And that was just leash pressure that she responded and came back to. Good girl, right? I'm gonna go ahead and yes, good girl. And all we did to kind of get her to understand that the tone means to come back is playing it and either recalling her back or pulling her back with the lead until she understood. And the way that you'll know is when there's no leash pressure, she hears the beep and then she comes back. Good job. Very good. Good girl. Good girl. Yes, good girl. Just use the leash pressure there to make sure she doesn't go straight. We'll see if she stops herself here. Almost get to the end of the lead. Oh, no, didn't even need it. Good girl. And then just rewarding her for coming back all on her own. There was no leash pressure. I didn't say her name, didn't gesture her to come back or anything, so we're definitely going to reward that. Right now, because we're still trying to solidify the behavior and she's still second guessing things every now and then to either finish up what she's smelling or getting into, I'm gonna go ahead and reward every single time, just because we want her to develop that twitch response. It's like, hey, I come back, I get a treat. Hey, I come back, I get a treat. Because right now we're kind of making her always leave whatever she's interested in, so we kind of want to reward that behavior to help entice and incentivize her to listen more consistently, more quickly as well. So here we go. Mochi. Yes, thank you. Mochi. Yes, good girl. All right. So she started coming back, and got distracted with things, and then we recovered. The important thing is to maintain the corrections until she complies with the first request all the way. So she has to come all the way back, she has to pay attention to us, and at that point, if we wanted her to sit and stay, that's when we would use the leash and those commands. I want her to just keep going back out so that way we can keep practicing, but then releasing her whenever you wanted to, so she doesn't just ping pong back and forth like this too. Yes, good girl. Thank you, good job. That was just a tone training there. And especially at first, because she is so interested in the environment and does want to kind of smell and explore, it's a really good idea to kind of give them that bit of freedom. Not only for practice pulling her away from those things, but also so she gets used to listening even when she is distracted and wants to get into certain things, right? So if she was in a heel position, it'd be a lot easier to get her attention because she'd be already close to us and focused with us. Whereas here, it's going to be a little bit harder for the recall, which is what you actually want to continue practicing and developing when she's kind of on the borderline of failing, but then being able to recover. So we got a bird there. Was gonna recall her, but she already started running off. We'll wait here when she's still kind of distracted and far away. Mochi, come. Good girl, very good, thank you, good job. Wait, wait. Wait. This is what I mean by stopping that ping-ponging. Good girl. Let's go. So because Beanie's leash work has been going really well, we'll showcase that a little bit. We're mostly gonna go over the leave it exercise. I don't think we had a chance to get that one on film yet. So what we have there is just a food bowl. Good boy. And all we're gonna do is keep the leash close. As we walk closer to it. Good. Yes. Yes, good. And that's what we're looking for, because when we were doing leave it, the idea was for him to take his eyes off of what he wanted and to refocus back onto me. And what that looks like here, leave it. Up here. Very good. And then he gets the reward. Good job, big guy. We'll try that again. Leave it. Good. Leave it. Good. This way. Good. Good boy. So no tension on the lead. Just holding still. Good boy. The next part of the exercise is now with him knowing that there's something in it, for him to be able to walk past it, maintain focus, and or recall back to me, right? Pretty much everything but reach into that bowl and grab that treat. Okay? Come on, good boy. Good. Yes. Good. This way. Very good. Good boy. Very good. Just gonna walk him around it again. Yeah. Leave it. Yes. Good boy. Good. Leave it. Come. Oh, good boy. Good job, big guy. And again, we're gonna have him maintain focus on me. Gonna walk through it. Stay. Come. Sit. Stay. It's okay. Oh. Stay. Good. Stay. Good boy. And I'm just gonna walk away. You might start pulling it towards him with the lead. Yes, good boy. Yep, I'm just gonna walk away. Good boy, good leave it. Good boy. All right. Now, we can also reward him for leaving it by bringing it to him, and that also will help to show him that he doesn't always have to go after what he wants to get it, right? He can just sit still, be a good boy, and we'll bring it to him. Good. Stay. Stay. And this is practice that a lot of people will do really well at mealtime, but it's good to institute to other uses like this too, when it's on the counter, you know, with random things on the floor. Good boy. Good job. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and put the bowl away, and we'll do a little bit of his walking session. Okay. Now we'll just do a short walk around the neighborhood. His focus is really good. All I've been doing is just kind of rewarding that incrementally. An easy way to kind of keep track is every time he kind of redirects to you, I'll count. And every third to fifth time right now, good boy, so that's one. Then he refocuses, he'll get a reward. 2, good boy. 3. All right. So rewarding him now for maintaining consistent focus instead of just always having to ask him for it. And even that has been cut down to a minimum just because of the leash and the device, and the fact that he's been doing really good with listening and to responding to that leash pressure. But we've also, of course, still practice on just name recognition, things without the leash as well. Go ahead and head back down here where it's a little bit quieter, test it out. Unfortunately, it's still super wet from all the rain, so we can't walk around freely at a park, but this is the kind of exercise we would do if we're at a dog park and it's nice and slow. Just getting him to focus on you and follow you around. Good boy. Right? Good boy. Come. So you see somebody there, so that'll be a good time to pull him back, but we'll kind of see how he can maintain focus. He's met the neighbors before, so it should be fine. We have the car coming up here and getting started. So what I want to do, get him over to the sidewalk just by following me. I stop, he stops, gets a treat. Very good. Now it's important because now he starts looking at the treats. You want him to focus on you for that reward. So I just bring it up towards me. Good boy, good luck. And then when he shifts his focus back onto me, that's when he gets his reward. So the consistent part with him is, of course, rewarding for that focus. If he's focused on you, it'll be a lot easier for him to leave whatever's on the counter and follow you. Good boy. Wait. Wait. Come. Good boy. Okay. Careful. You can turn around. Stop. Good. Good boy. Good job, big guy. Up here. Okay, so we're gonna run a couple exercises through now also with Pablo. The first one is gonna be very similar to Mochi's exercise, where we worked on name recognition, recall, and then tonal training. The reason why we added tonal training for the big guy is so that way when you're at the dog park and he has his muzzle on interacting with other dogs and things get, you know, either questionable or start to escalate, you'll be able to kind of just beep the collar when he's off leash and he'll still respond. So first we'll do his name, Pablo. Yes, good boy. Come here, big guy. Oh. Yes, good boy. Good listen. Up here. Good. Yes. Oh, we gotta get your camera ready. There you go. Okay, good boy. All right. Let him explore for a bit. Might need to use the bathroom. Just peed earlier. Okay, and then before he hits the end of the leash, say we want to turn around, go ahead and try pressing the tone. Yes, good boy. Good job. Yes, good boy. And same as with his sister, he's been responding really well off just the beep and the vibrate, so we hadn't had to shock him or anything like that. Good boy. It'll be good to have on reserve in case of those issues that are escalating, in which case you need extra help to redirect him back over, and we'll go over that during the meetup. But in normal circumstances, yes, good boy. Very good. That time he just kind of checked in on his own without any help, so I went ahead and rewarded that. Good boy. This time we'll do the vibrate. Yes, good boy. Come here, big guy. Good boy. Good boy. All right, let's go. Good boy. And also, just like with Beanie, I will reward him for just checking in occasionally as well. So he just did it there once, and it'll be kind of the same rule every 3 to 5th time. There's no tension on the lead. We'll just use his name this time. Pablo, come. Good boy. Yes, good job, big guy. Let's go this way. Good boy. This time we'll use leash pressure. Yes, good boy. Oh, good job. Good boy. Good boy. And then we'll do one more time with the tonal. I'm gonna try to keep these videos short just because I know we're gonna have to go over a lot of things with Mom tomorrow, and we'll be sure to make a video there of kind of going through how they learn these things, so that way she can have the practice drills and we can make sure she doesn't have any issues with them as well. Good boy, good weight. So just use the leash pressure there to have him wait, and then come. Yes, good listen. Good job, big guy. All right. We'll maybe do one more time with the tone when he's farther away. And it's all just about building a good positive association with these guys. Just rewarding them for listening, for focusing, paying attention, things like that. Okay, tone training. Yes, good boy. Come on. Oops, sorry, bud. Good job, big guy. Good boy. Wait. Wait. Okay, let's go this way. Good. Good boy. So we've been able to also get him adjusted to the head halter here. So he's very responsive off of very little pressure now, which is really good. Boy. To help him out, I still am using a bungee leash. Only one I have that's longer is pink, but it'll still give him a little bit of leeway. Yes, good boy. And then that way when he feels the pressure, he stops, turns around back to us. Good boy. And the way that we got him used to it, it really helped having to have him on with the muzzle for a little bit as well, just because he kind of got used to having something generally on his face without applying any kind of directional pressure. And so what we would do is just kind of put that on, call his name, have him come over to me for a treat, and then take it off, put it on. Pablo. Yes, good boy. Put it on, have him follow me around the place for a little bit, then take it off and give him a treat. And I would just extend the time there that he had it on for, without any pressure, not attaching a leash or anything to it, but just getting him used to having it on in the home casually and getting rewards, and then just taking it off for him. Okay, and then after maybe half a day of that, couple hours or so, because he was doing so well, then adding the leash pressure. So trying to get him really used to soft leash pressure on it and being rewarded and not taking off or messing with the muzzle really helps out a lot too. Right, give him a little bit of purchase here outside, so that way he can still kind of move around, explore. But then as soon as he starts going too fast, good boy, yes, come back. Yes, good boy. Call him over, and then reward him, and then start again. I first started, I think it was his last video or video before last, having a special leash that had 2 attachment points, and that's really helpful, so that way when you're out, you can still have it attached onto. This way, big guy. Good boy. Some food over there. Yes, good boy. Pablo. Yes. That way you can have 2 attachment points. One on the head halter itself, and then one either on a harness that's attached to him or on his collar. And that way, especially if he's not used to it yet, you can mostly use the pressure from his normal leash or his normal harness, and then start kind of easing in additional pressure on that head halter whenever it was either calm or whenever you did need it. But then always trying to redirect him back to you, so that way he gets a reward and connects that pressure with refocusing on you. Yes, good boy. Yes, good boy. Right? And that'll be the big key to it. Because once he gets used to just having something on his face, that's usually when they'll stop pawing to take it off, until it bothers them again because of the pressure. So you're gonna have to get them used to it a couple times. Right there, right? We used the pressure to get him away from the mud. He didn't like it, but that's part of the reason why we have it on him, right? Because he was too used to just free pulling against his collar. It wasn't enough or any kind of consequence for him to just continue pulling. Whereas this, whenever there is pressure, he doesn't like it, he wants it to stop. We need to let him know how to get it to stop is for him to just stop pulling and refocus his attention back to us. Yes, good boy. Yes, good job, right? Because so long as it's fitted in comfortably, it's not pressing it into his face or anything, it's just resting on there, right? And so long as he's doing the right thing and following us in where we're going, there shouldn't be any pressure. And then when we need a little bit of pressure, we just continue walking to where we're going, and that directional leash pressure should be enough. You definitely don't need to jerk on it or pull very strong or anything, because we don't want to injure him. Right? And we also don't want to make it even more uncomfortable for him. The only thing that should make it uncomfortable for him is him continuing to pull, yes, this way, the wrong way, and not paying attention to that leash pressure. Good job, big guy. Yep. He still definitely walks a little bit quickly, so that's just going to take some time for him to kind of readjust. But that's also why the bungee lead is really good, because it gives him a little bit more cushion and helps to teach him to slow down, because he's slowly ramping up that pressure as he's getting further and further away. And then the sooner that he responds and starts slowing down, good boy, yes, good job, the less uncomfortable it is. That was really good. Good job, big guy. Good boy, Hunter. Oh, and to note too, he's not quite as good at Beanie yet with just maintaining and following focus, because he's very much so used to being very independent, good boy, and going and checking on his own things. But we have had some good practice in there as well. Boy. Come, Pablo. I know, it's weird, huh? Come on. Good boy, it's okay. Yes, I know, come. Yes, good boy. Good listen. He's like, but the leash. Boy. So there's a car coming, so we're gonna go ahead and hold him for a quick sec. Pull him off to the side here. Good. Yes, good boy. Good weight. Okay. And then back over. Pablo, come. I know. Good job, big guy. Good boy, good boy.